generally like a ratio that practices really need to be thinking about from a marketing perspective is, a 5 to 10% return rate of new Google reviews compared to how many patients they're seeing in a given week, or even in a given month. Because really, it's that newness, it's that freshness that not only just helps with a lot of like Google visibility, but it's just one of the easiest buying decisions that a patient can make. They look you up online, they see, oh, they've got a lot of slew of great reviews from just a few weeks ago. It just makes it a no-brainer decision to obviously convert. And consequently, that also has an impact on your bottom line as well too. It actually helps to lower your cost of acquisition, which is why we say it's one of the cheapest forms of marketing. You were talking to me though earlier today just about what you look at on some of your metrics with evaluating a practice and relative to their review strategy. I would love to hear a little bit more about that.
Sure, absolutely. And I'll just begin by saying, the internet has enabled us as a culture to become an educated consumer. And, you have to believe if you're deciding to do something to your face or your body, you're going to be educated about that. And our culture, the first place we go is Google. And so, how does that translate into a practice's valuation? So when we're bringing a practice to market, we use what we call a confidential information memorandum, CIM or SIM. And it's essentially a kind of a marketing packet with a lot of information about the practice, financial data, operational data, procedures, providers. We dedicate a whole page and sometimes even a section of that marketing material, which is disseminated directly to potential buyers, to Google reviews. And absolutely, it's paramount. I can give you an example. I've got a practice on the market right now, and we have had a wildly successful response from the market. We've gotten multiple offers. We're going to negotiate a top of market deal for this practice owner. And I can tell you, she has over 700 4.9-star Google reviews.
Wow.
And exactly. And what's interesting about that example is, look, she's creating an exceptional customer experience. I mean, she's doing the work within the four walls of her location. She's got a recurring patient base. Her clients love her and will go nowhere else. But what she's done by making sure that her clients are leaving her Google reviews is she's turned that into a metric. So private equity, they love metrics, they love data. And so it's a lot more powerful to go to a potential buyer and say, this gal has over 700 4.9 Google reviews, as opposed to just saying she creates a great customer experience. Trust me.
Sure. Yeah. Totally. I mean, it's. I guess kind of what you're saying is that, I mean, even that great experience has to be quantified in some way.
Absolutely. And I agree with you. You mentioned that it's a kind of a cheaper form of lead, right? Lead development. And I think that is so important. I mean, that's another thing that we do when we're underwriting practices is we look at the marketing spend and we ask our clients, what has been effective in the past, what hasn't been effective, what's your cost per lead? And you'd be surprised how many med spa owners can't answer those questions. And, every dollar that you spend, I mean, you've got to get a return on that money. And so to be able to quantify that and make sure that you're making the right decisions in terms of your marketing dollars is incredibly important.